Herald, it's your first one here. And yeah, Burr and Jaw the week before reset, you know, so I'm used up all my early ladder RNG, so something to look forward to is next season I'm gonna be broke as fuck. Yeah, I'm definitely fucked. That's not even a question anymore. Can't believe I got a Burr and a Jaw. To be fair though, the Jaw came after I sold my Burr for the sake of RNGibus, so that doesn't really... We could just say that I only found one Burr, technically, if we want to look at it like that. Kinda sad how that works, huh? Getting a Burr and a Jaw, not even 200 runs apart. How's it going, Harold? That is pretty crazy. I mean, I've definitely not I haven't had luck this good in TRAV ever, up until now. I've always shit on TRAV, said like, eh, it's pretty meh, not that good. But here I am. And as you can very easily tell, it's been making me bank, so... Well, at least these last runs. Waiting for Friday? Yeah, I hear you, dude. I'm definitely in the same boat right now. Just doing my thing. It's nice to hang out and chat with you guys, and honestly, I wanted to finish this. I wanted to tie up loose ends. Not going to be able to do all 1,000 runs, as I mentioned before, but I can... Or all 2,000 runs, but I can at least aim for 2,000, or 1,000 I'm hoping for, but we'll see. I do have to admit, though, the using the new Dallas server, or sorry, Silicon Valley server is pretty fucking amazing. Yeah. I mean, I'm not using it right in this game because I didn't type it in, but I noticed that when I do use that other server, it makes my life way easier because I only need to use find item on these bodies one time. It's just way smoother all around. My runs are faster. I've gotten a little bit quicker. I've gotten down the average run speed of my runs. I don't know why there's no names over these guys. Show names. Yeah, it was on just a second ago, and then not anymore. Teleporting is meeting too. Seattle area ping is so much better. Yeah. I can imagine. We're both in that boat. Yeah. I mean, in the past, like, it's definitely not. I mean, as you can kind of see, like, even on the New York server, it's not like it was. It's not like the lag was bad enough that the game was unplayable, like it is for some other people. But it was a nuisance. It obviously could have been better for me at least. And now, here we are, and now my character is basically a lawnmower. Yeah, Tacky Peter. Hey, welcome aboard. Yes, actually, just started as of this season that just passed. They added 4 new servers to Slash. One of which happens to be a European server. So, yeah, and you've been around a while, so definitely you've seen me play on Slash before. I don't know if you remember, but yeah, I've been on Slash quite a bit, and now they finally have a server for Europe, and so a lot of the people from Europe have been taking advantage of that, and they've been really liking the... it's in Amsterdam? Okay, well there you go, yeah, thanks. I don't remember the exact location, I just know that it is indeed in Europe, I just don't know where. Gosh, finally. Yeah, dude, I mean, it took a while. I mean, yeah. It did take a while, but finally they have one, so kudos to them. And people from Europe who play on the server finally have a nice server that they can play on even grounds with. I'm sure I'll join for the reset. Okay, good. Yeah, hold on. I want to actually see something. Yeah, the ladder reset. Yeah, I don't know if I should write in there somewhere that there's a multi-server setup. Because I know that was one of the big turn-off points for a lot of people. One of the reasons a lot of people don't play on Slash, or at least stop playing on Slash, is because they had issues with their net, or their latency. compared to like trying to connect to Slash, right? But now it's not nearly as bad as it used to be, so definitely something to play around with and see. Oh, yes, very nice. Okay, seriously. Slow run. So yeah, no, do try to set it up though. Get Slash up and running by Friday, and then join, I guess. I'm really hoping though that I'm really starting to wonder how many people are going to be playing this season. Hope it's going to be a lot. I mean, with Corona being a thing, there is I think a lot of people who are trying to find something to do in this time of boredom. How are you doing, by the way, Tacky Peter? So there are many people on HC. Not sure about many, but there are people who do play on hardcore. More now than in the past, too. It's definitely not 50-50 split like in Path of Diablo. I know Path of Diablo, for whatever reason, hardcore there was super popular. Here on Slash, I think a lot of people were very turned off from playing hardcore because partially due to latency. But now that they've added these new servers, I don't know if that'll still be the case. Okay. Okay. I think that's everybody. Yeah, I feel like my runs have been getting a bit faster though. A little bit quicker on making sure that I just quickly browse through everything that I need to. And then of course, when I play on the Dallas server, keep calling the fucking Dallas server. Every time I play on the California server, it is much quicker as well. Yeah, my runs have gone down from 40 seconds on average yesterday to 35 when I'm on the regular server, or the New York server. And then it goes down to 30, a little over 30, like 32, 33 seconds when I'm using the server. Except for this run. This run kind of sucked. But it's nice that I don't have to double cast find item on these bodies. It definitely speeds up my runs by a significant margin. Except for that odd ping spike. But yeah, there are a number of people who are playing on hardcore. There's some people who are, like, even in the lobby here, we can see that there were some people from hardcore. I think on the Slash subreddit, there's some people who are trying to set up teams for hardcore, so that's pretty cool. Well, this is a bit of a frustrating run. Alright. Thanks for asking. Oh, no problem, man. You finish this run and I'll read what you wrote there. This is one on the Cali server, and yeah, I noticed that when I play on this server, the California server, like I just feel like I get more hits with my whirlwind. I don't know why my hits register so easily on this server, but not on the normal servers. Yeah, that's all of them, right? Yeah, that was a full clear right there. That was like under 30 seconds. Chilling at home right now, studying for a bit. Unfortunately, in Hungary, they couldn't manage to make sites for students. I mean, there is a site, but the chance to log in there, let's just say it's very slim. Okay, well, I'm very sorry to hear that. I know this time right now is difficult for all of us in some way or another. in my case, many of the plans that I had got kind of cancelled due to this coronavirus, and other people are trying to make preparations for the education system around here, for trying to accommodate alternatives for online teaching, and I think that it's probably the same in other countries too. So, yeah, I do hope that you stay healthy. It sounds like you're staying healthy. Hope that you don't have to go outside and risk contracting the COVID-19. Yeah, I mean, I've really been saying to others who've been passing by, because, you know, the last time I was here streaming was, I think just after New Year, or just around New Year, or just before New Year, or just after New Year, I can't remember which. And then back then, this whole coronavirus thing was like a very far distant, like, was not on anybody's radar. And then after that, okay, let's ID everything. After that, it just, I didn't stream again for a while, and now we're walking into the next reset, and basically it is going to be a reset where a lot of the people who are going to be playing on it are playing on it because of we don't have, well, they don't have other things to do, or they don't have as much to do outside, well, because they can't go outside, and we all fear for our lives, so that's kind of silly. But it was a jam joke, Let's Just Win was saying. Well, it is to some people. It is to some people. Depends who you are. Oh, it's this guy. Let's just not cheap out on potions. Yeah, I mean, ah, damn it! I almost got the no you in. No, but honestly, like honestly, there are some people who do treat it as such. They consider it one big joke. But no matter how you look at it, it is this thing which has been causing people problems. The people who have contracted it, some of them have even died, and the people who haven't contracted it have in some ways been inconvenienced by it, to put it lightly. Even some people who actually have had healthy immune systems, though, have ended up in very severe or even critical condition. But honestly, this isn't to be not here to really talk about how severe or how serious Corona is. I mean, regardless of how you see Corona, it's very evident, like, what some of the impacts of this virus have been. What I'm here for is just trying to do some streams, and unfortunately, I haven't streamed in a couple months here on Slash, but now that I'm back, the main topic that's been going around everywhere is coronavirus now, so that's the unfortunate part. 90% of people are 70 plus years old. I think you mean roughly 90% of people, percent. And see some loot. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, this is one of the reasons I wanted to do these runs in the first place. I'm trying to get that. Well, honestly, I don't even care so much for the loot at this point. Like originally I wanted to do TRAV runs to, like, gear up my character and shit, but, like, it's so close to the end of the ladder now. Like, I found a burr and I found a jaw, 200 runs apart. Okay, that was an insane bout of luck. Definitely isn't something that happens on a day-to-day basis in TRAV, at least not for me. Traditionally, when I've been in TRAV, I've never had luck this good. The most I had was, like, I guess a jaw on BNet, but aside from that, like, usually I've had traditionally very terrible luck in TRAV. This time around, I did 200 runs. No, I did 405 runs yesterday, and as we can see, I managed to get a jaw and a burr within that 200 run time frame, which is pretty insane. But I guess what's interesting to note is just that these high runes are, they're high runes, so they're awesome, of course, but they've come at a time when I no longer need them. I don't need Enigma anymore because it's the end of the season, and I'm not going to be able to really utilize that item anyway, since, well, we're rolling into the next season by the end of the week. So that's a bit unfortunate. 2K, right? Yeah, okay, so how many runs am I doing? 500, 1,000? So, originally, guys, my plan was to do 2,000. Okay? My plan was to do 2,000 runs of TRAV. Well, actually, no, my original plan was to do 3,000 runs of TRAV, but then, early this, at the end of last year, I decided, you know what, I'm going to tone it down to 2K. I think 2K is more reasonable. 3K is just way too much time. Too much of a time sink. But then I couldn't even manage to hit 2,000. Ideally, I would still want to do 2,000. But given the amount of time I have left before the next reset, I am going to go on a limb and guess that I'm only going to be able to make 1,000 runs by the end of this, which I'm very disappointed about. Which is something I'm disappointed about, but I mean, hey, that's kind of the way things are, right? So, I mean, not a lot I can do about that. In an ideal world, if I had unlimited time, I'd still want to do 2,000 runs. But alas, I don't think I'll be able to, is the bottom line. Fucking mana burn, bro. Okay, yeah, there you go. Yeah, see some loot. Yeah, so just seeing that loot. Ooh, whole rune, not bad. Man, these guys hit hard. So just taking a step back. ZZZ, nice to see you. You were saying, lost my gerb to that there dang coronavirus. Yeah, that's. I mean, not to repush this topic, but yeah, no, like that's what I'm talking about. Even if you yourself don't have the virus, in some way, I'm sure all of us have been affected because this virus has decided to exist. So, in the case of Slash, there's going to be, I think, a lot more people this season than usual, because a lot of us have more free time due to the virus. I mean, I'm just looking at other games out there right now. They're bustling, right? Like, I think part of the reason why Animal Crossing is so popular right now is probably in part due to Corona being a thing. So, I don't know. A lot of games on Steam are really starting to increase the number of players that are playing. I think that this can't be denied. You got, like, CSGO. I think they hit their peak of 1.1 million players all at once recently. I think the previous record was only like 700,000 or something. So I don't know. I thought that was pretty crazy. So anyway, yeah. So Tacky Peter, it's supposed to be. I did want to do the 2,000 runs. That's what I was gunning for, but I won't be able to. So 500 or 1K is good. ZZ is saying it's okay. It depends what you define good. Me personally, it's not just about like what numbers are like statistically important. Like I'm not really much of a statistician or whatever. Like that's not really my concern. Some people are okay with seeing like even 500 or 1,000, especially when I'm using a barbarian to hork on these runs. But I mean, I'm not okay with them, or I'm not okay with 1,000 for two reasons. The first is that my original plan, right, was to do 2,000 runs. Like that's the number that I was very adamant about by the time this season had begun. And then, yeah, to not actually be able to hit that benchmark of runs is a bit disappointing to me, right? Because like, I don't know, I don't like it when I start a season and I set myself like a list of objectives and I'm not able to match those objectives. You know what I mean? Like okay, like with the Nova Baller, I was a bit disappointed that I couldn't get all the perfect equipment, but I can kind of say like, all right, well, at least in that case, like a lot of that equipment is extremely difficult to get. There's really no shame in saying like, okay, I wasn't able to do it. But here, not even I wasn't even able to do like, oh, and for the record, like most of like that goal that I had was something that came later on in the ladder, right? I was able to do the 1,000 runs of chaos. I think it was it 1,000 or 2,000 runs? Anyway, look, like I did everything I wanted to in the season with my Nova Baller. Like I don't even. Not even too upset about that. But now this season, and then so because of that, I had to actually make new goals. This season, even the original 2 goals that I set out to do, which was 1,000 Duriel runs and then 2,000 Trav runs, I wasn't even able to hit those. So it's kind of like going to the gym and not being able to hit your not being able to hit match your like PB or whatever, you know, like I don't know a good analogy for it, but I think you get what I'm trying to say. Yeah, hold on a sec. So hey, when I can't match my PB at the gym. Yes, tacky from time to time. Just the usual. Yeah, still do. Match my PP. Well, I don't know. PB is not the right word for it. Oh, fuck, I can't remember what it's called. It's like, you know, when you go to the gym, you usually have, like, a set of reps that you want to do. I forgot what it's called. When you go and it's like, you can tell I'm not much of a gym person. I don't go out to lift very often, okay? Like, I gotta stay at my home in my mom's basement and be morbidly obese. I get that, but yeah, I very obviously don't lift, but that's not even the point here. You know that, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like, you set out to go and do something, you're not even able to go all the way. It's kind of like, you're only able to do 60% or 70% of what you set out to do when you set yourself some goals. It's kind of like you want to do 30 push-ups and you can't even do 20, like that kind of shit. That's kind of what quitting at 1,000 runs feels like. So I've disappointed myself, my personal expectations, but I have full rejuves. But the other problem with not actually hitting the 2,000 run mark for me personally is I don't really feel like that's a good enough sample size for me personally. Like, because, yeah, like you might say, oh wow, 1,000 runs of Trav or 2,000 runs of Trav, well, yeah, 500 runs of Trav or 1,000 runs of Trav are pretty good. That kind of matches up to kind of what I've done in my Chaos Sanctuary runs, right, or my AT runs. But the thing with my AT runs, I kill a lot more monsters in my AT runs than I do in my Trav runs. Like, a lot more monsters. So 1,000 runs of, like, Chaos, 1,000 runs of, 1,000 runs of AT. Okay, hold on. Okay, yeah, I'm good. I don't know, that was something. No, I think I was inside, but still, I just... Fucking whatever, man. Okay, that was everybody, right? And apparently the gold pile ended up over there. Okay, I'm not even gonna ask. I'm gonna refill my shit, and then I'll see what you guys are saying. I might even take a bit of a pause so I can start refilling my nah, I'm not. I'm too lazy to refill my rejuves right now. I still got 2 rows of 3. I think I'm fine. I've been chugging down those full rejuves so I don't just die and lose all my gold. Gym's closed now anyway. You're just ahead of the curve. That's very true. That is very true. But no, really, like, I felt that when I did 1,000 runs of Chaos, it was like I killed like hundreds of monsters per run, right? Whereas now, in Trav, I'm killing only 11 monsters every run of Trav. By the time I do, well, yeah, that's why for me, ideally, I would have wanted to do 3,000 trav runs because I feel like, well, okay, sorry, it's not just about the number of monsters that are killed, but also the amount of time that trav takes. I feel like what trav takes 30 or so seconds in best case scenario. Um, yeah, something like 30 seconds in best case scenario for me. So I feel like I can do two trav runs or 2.5 trav runs or even three trav runs in the amount of time it takes me to do one chaos run or one AT run. So that's kind of one of the reasons I wanted to hit 2,000 in the first place. So I don't know, to kind of walk out of this and be like, oh, I'm going to try to match the results of 1,000 trav runs to 1,000 chaos runs. It seems a little bit uneven. It does seem a little bit uneven to me. So that's one of the big things. Um, yeah, so that's what I was saying earlier. That's why I don't farm items runes at the end of the ladder, just grind XP 0 MF max EPS. Yeah, okay, so in my case, with my Barb, I originally wanted to get, to do these trav runs and get Jaw and Burr. Ironically, I did end up getting Jaw and Burr. This is a first, to be honest. But no, like, I wanted to get Jaw and Burr so I could make an Enigma for my Barb, so that when I did the second half of my 2,000 runs, if Trav, that I would have an Enigma. Okay, that was the original plan. But now I'm not even going to be doing the other 1,000 runs this season, so I don't actually need the Jaw and the Burr. Whereas before, I would have actually needed the Jaw and the Burr, so that I could run the second 1,000 runs of Trav with an Enigma and some actual MF gear. That was the original plan. Um, if I don't actually need anything at the end of a season, then, I don't. Well, I don't know. Like, you say that you don't farm items and runes, yeah. No, it makes sense. But usually for me, like, if I don't have anything to farm for, then whatever. Um, but this time around, I had stuff to farm for up until about, well, up until not so long ago, because now it's too late to actually use the runes that I find, like this late in the ladder. Nine Skiller's Torch and TP book. That's actually a very good point. I never thought about that. Like, once you're like at the end of the ladder, it doesn't really matter what drops. I guess maybe if like you find like a Vex or something, or like a high rune of some kind, or like a trophy small charm or GC. I mean, I guess, but anyway, 1.1 million players on Slash win. Probably never. A goal. I'm not sure what you mean, Taki. Yes, I was saying that goal. Yeah, I guess you could say a goal. I mean, it's not. I thought there used to be like gym lingo and shit where like it's not. There's like a fancy word for goal when you're at the gym. I just can't remember what it was. Rip Enigma. That's okay. I still have half of the Enigma. And I realized that last stream I'd completely forgotten to do what I had originally intended, which was to Charseed that Jaw rune at the end of the stream. Maybe I'll do that at the end of this stream. Just as a show, like a display of dominance and what. Hey, user miss. I walked through Norm with an Ellie Druid yesterday in 3 hours, totally running Ellie Druid on reset. Okay, so what I'm going to ask you, you said Norm with an Ellie Druid. You're talking about a Fissure Druid, right? Just want to double check that, make sure we're on the same page here. But yeah, Ellie Druid is pretty awesome for going through the game at the start of the season. I would absolutely vouch for it as like an early game. Like, honestly, up until Nightmare Act 4, Druid does insane damage. Like, Fissure is fucking crazy for clearing packs. Like, it's probably the strongest. It probably has, like, one of the highest DPS. Yeah, it's probably one of the highest DPS skills. I think the only thing that comes close to it would be Wake of Fire from the Assassin, and I guess technically Static Field, but aside from that, yeah. Used Fissure, I'm gonna respec before an MF into Wind. Yeah, okay, well that makes sense. I should have honestly just berserked this guy first. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. 10. Yeah, this one's a bit of a slow run because of how they were spread out, but that's okay. I think I got all of them. All the light fire skills with Leaf is nuts. Oh yeah, that's the other thing too. As ZZ pointed out, like not only is Fissure strong by itself. Like if you had Fissure and you were a naked fire druid, it's already super strong. But then they also have a rune word that basically was like designed for Fissure. You know, like it was built for Fissure. +3 to look at that, GC and a ring for the same pack. It's pretty cute. I'm gonna guess BK. Nope, Ravenfrost. Pretty nice find. But anyway, yeah, like, you get Leaf, and that's such a massive damage increase. Like, it's pretty crazy. I don't know the exact numbers on it. I need to go pull it up, of course, but you know, having Fissure at level 12 is already strong enough, but once you make it to level 19, and you get Leaf, and it's not even difficult to make, you're doing, like, double, or maybe not double the damage, but you're doing even more damage when you're already one-shotting a lot of monsters. Sometimes even in players 8, you're killing them super fast. Like, I don't know. All fire skills with Leaf. Yeah, like Fissure with Leaf. I think Wake of Fire. Yeah, Wake of Fire does work with Leaf. Had to think about that for a second. It's EFR that doesn't work with, or minus EFR that doesn't work with Assassin Traps, but I think the Leaf and Mage Fists do. Fireball, the OG. Yes, and of course Fireball is pretty handy too. But I think DPS-wise, yeah, like when it comes to Druids, I don't know. That Leaf with Druids is just busted as fuck. So when UserMiss is talking about Fissure before Nightmare Meph, yeah, no, I'm all for it, man. That's all the power to you. 232 17 dex, 232 AR 17 dex, 20 C. I think it's always 20. It's 232 AR / 17 dex. There you go. RF, and this was run number 452. Okay, cool. Awesome. All right. All right. How are the rest of you guys doing? So ZZ's probably, like, I saw him earlier. He dropped by in my game. I assume he's farming. Hold on a second. Yeah, I assume that ZZZ is or was farming. You know, I actually just noticed that, yeah, Kush is actually 80% almost on his Paladin. I was checking the armory not too long ago, and I didn't realize, but he's actually pretty close to 99. I don't know if he's going to be able to hit it this week, though. So that's definitely going to be something interesting to bear witness to. Whether or not he's going to be able to do it. He's going to make it? Alright. Well, I don't know what rate he's going at each week. Damn, he's really cutting it close, though. Like, this is... It's, like, really close to the end of the ladder now, so... kind of interesting to see that it's so close to the end, and then now he's just about to be finishing his grind. I mean, all the power to him. Hey, Seth, nice to see you. Figured I'd give you the heads up. At 98, it's almost exactly 1 hour for 1%. Okay, interesting. And is this like P4 or P8? I wouldn't know. You know, I just realized you're actually level 98. I didn't even... That thought didn't actually occur to me. I didn't realize just how hard you were going. I know that last season, I think, you went for 97, and then after that you were just like, no, fuck this, I'm not going to keep farming that. Like, 97 is good enough for me, and now you actually pushed 98, and then now you're at 21%? So I have to say, that's actually quite impressive. 97 on my Zon. Yeah, yeah, it's... I mean, I'm at 10%. Oh, sorry, I thought it was 20%. Yeah, I mean, I was checking just the armory, the top players on the ladder, XP-wise. It's not that bad. Even P4. Oh yeah, that's kind of interesting. I actually believed that it would be a lot worse. Yeah, I legitimately thought it would be far worse playing playing at that level, like on P4. Like, I figured that it would be completely unmanageable unless you were doing P8. But that's actually not so bad. And I'm actually doing this completely wrong. Okay, there you go. 97 on my Zon. Yeah, so how's it going, Seth? Nice to have you on board with us. I'm guessing you're not back in class yet. Let me actually take a moment to do this. Okay, there we go. I also thought it would be worse, but if you know the secret strats, it's very manageable. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I've never really pushed to 97, 98, 99. I mean, I could at some point, but it's never really been something that has... It's never something that's held my interest nearly as much as actually just trying really stupid things and trying to push for doing X number of runs of an area and then trying to, like, see what I get out of it, keeping track of what I find. I don't know. I like seeing the numbers. But I can also definitely see the appeal for pushing XP. One day in the future, I'd love to actually go for it, but probably not anytime soon, because I remember the season that I was helping Duzkrim with his druid. One of the things that we did was that we would run P8s together. We would run P2, like basically 2/8s, and you know, I'd 4-box and he would 4-box. Yeah, so I would 4-box and he would 4-box, and I'd actually be actively trying to clear Throne Room while he was trying to clear Chaos. Or, actually, no, that's not right, sorry. I think it was the Unravelers, because we weren't... He was 96, or 95 at the time. Level 95, so I was informing him if there were any Herodrim packs, while I was actually trying to just kill the early waves of Throne Room, or trying to set Big D, or yeah, I don't know. It was an interesting process, actually. Like, I know it's not quite the same as like going like min-maxing for 99, but even like that constant level of progression, or I should say consistent level of progression. Like, when it comes to, like, actually farming items, you know, sometimes you could have rough days where, you know, you do 500 runs and you don't find a single, or 500 runs of Chaos, you don't find, like, a single high rune, but with grinding out XP, there's always this, like, this expectation of how much XP you're going to be getting, right? Like, it's not RNG based. If you kill, let's say, a Council Pack, you're getting, like, 0.1% XP at this level, and it's always going to be like that with this player setting. So, yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, you're just watching your character grow, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts. As long as your character doesn't die, of course, then. But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. Whereas before, prior to that, I had always wondered, I'm like, why the fuck do people enjoy trying to level their character up to 99 so much? Like, it's so much work, it's so tedious. And it kind of is, if you look at it like that, but yeah, I have a much higher level of appreciation now compared to before. I.e. clear CS in 1 minute, get an XP shrine. Okay, cool. Total 1 to 99 is approximately 250 hours of playtime. Oh, okay. I assume that's 250 hours of P4 playtime. Caught your message though, pretty good. It took a while to get here, didn't get a Twitch or YouTube notification. Yeah, that's very strange. I have been here for a bit. Yeah, and I was gonna hit you up with a message, but I wasn't really sure which medium to use, and I figured you'd be here right away, since you'd just be notified, but I guess not. And then finally I was like, yeah, you're not here, so I should probably ping you. 250 hours is just ballpark average? Okay, that's cool. We aren't going to be back in school until Corona is gone. I wonder about that. I wonder about that because I think probably what's going to end up happening is not that they're going to wait until Corona is gone, but until they feel like they have it managed, then they're going to reopen everything, is what I imagine they're going to gun for. I could be wrong about that, of course. I'm no professional, but if I know how the government and the school board likes to do things, they're going to be open back in no time. I'll bet they're going to reopen by May, to be honest. In your case, to be honest. Could be less or more depending on P4, P8, etc. 300 to 400 if you just run one box and full bales leeching. Okay. Yeah. Player 90 is one of the fastest ways to 99. Yeah, no, that's the other thing. 99 on single player is probably the way to go there. Like, because all you're doing is like doing everything yourself. Although this is something I've always wondered. If you have somebody actively helping you to 99, right? Like if they were trying to set Big D for you, if they're trying to set Neelathak for you and shit like that, would that be faster? Line is on. Yeah, would that be faster than doing it on single player? Because from my understanding, most of the XP that you get at 98 is from those Neelathak, Diablo, and Bale. So if you have somebody constantly setting it up for you, then it might be quicker, wouldn't it? Dedicated helper would be faster. Oh, hey, Coaster. What's up? What's up? Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. And I'm out of here. I'm gonna grab some mana potions, and then I think pretty much set for the next run. Okay, watch, he's gonna hype us up by... Okay, so I'll read that one after. So dedicated will be faster. Yes, I call it boosting. Then you can get... okay, so boosting then. Solo PA... Yeah, that's the other thing. If somebody... Maybe even like, not just one helper, but two helpers. If you had two helpers who, for example, say like, okay, I'm gonna go and set Bale for you. Another guy's like, oh, I'm gonna look for some XP shrines for you. Yeah, that'd probably be even faster than doing that on single player. But also like I can kind of see like if it's like a comparison between Slash where you get to 4 box versus on single player where you can just set it to be players 8. I assume that in that case, yeah, that single player is quicker for that. Get solo P8 XP with shrine, another helpful bow. 2-8 XP is basically the same as 1-4. Yeah. Well, yeah, 2-8 XP in that case is the same as 1-4, but what I used to do was I would clear the Fallen Wave, because that one doesn't give so much XP. I would static Wave 2, and then I'd Nova them a couple times back up into town, and I'd repeat that for Waves 3, 4, and 5 in Throne Room. So that actually sped up the run by quite a bit, because I offer static. But then I'm also providing the player's 8 boost to Deuskrim. That's how I was doing it. That season that he was playing the Druid, I was also playing a Druid, but because the Griffins dropped, right, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with it, so that was also the season where I just ended up making the Nova Baller on Slash for the first time in secret. And so I was actually using that character to run 2-4 or 2-8s with him. Yeah, just to make his life a bit easier and quicker. Anyway. Static, you can just unparty and sit there and throne. Oh yeah, that's true. Huh, well fuck, why don't I think of that? You just unparty and sit there and throw the same with conviction, Pally. Yeah, okay, well, that's super awkward. I don't know why I didn't actually think about that idea. Cursed Necro can also be unpartied. Okay, yeah, well, that doubly makes sense. I actually had to stop my run and really think about that. Well, this is kind of sad, actually. I don't know why that thought had never occurred to me. That's okay. That's okay. I mean, I can't win them all, but that really, my mind is now blown. It really shouldn't be. It shouldn't really be all that surprising. I just feel just a little bit silly that I didn't come up with that when I ran like so many nights with Deuce Crim, and I would. Anyway, whatever. Fuck it. Chanter can just sit in town. No, yeah, Chant. Burr Anja, you've really done it now. Yeah, well, Labar, I charsied the Burr so I could reset my RNG, okay? Consider my RNG reset. At some point, I kind of want to charsi the Jaw too, just to reset my RNG again, and also to establish my dominance, because I evidently don't need the Burr and the Jaw anymore at this point in the season. Originally, I wanted to get Enigma for the second half of my TRAV runs, so I could do it with MF. But since I'm not actually going to be able to do 2,000 runs this season, I will just have to sacrifice the Jaw rune to RNGibus in hopes that he will smile kindly upon me as I rock my martial arts assassin next season. Anyway, okay, so let's see. What were you guys saying here? Trash, 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 trash. Okay, cool. Let's see. Going top down here. Single player 99. Hype! Okay, well, actually gonna hype us up by streaming every day, and then reset day comes and he disappears for like 6 months. Okay, guys, that's not how I roll. Okay, Coaster, come on, man. You can't make it sound like I do it like this every season. I've not done this. My routine is usually I stream every day just after the reset, and then I disappear for 6 months. There you go. That's how it's done. Usually, it's not before not before the reset that I do all my streaming. It's usually after the reset. I do a shit ton of streaming, and then I vanish for quite some time. I'm gonna stream for a few days, then die and come back. Next ladder. Oh man. Wasted farming. Very boring doing the same thing over and over. Nah, that actually, yeah, that's fair. Although I don't know if that might be also because you might not have found a build that you enjoy farming with. I mean, Poison Necro, Fire Sork, 200 FCR Sork particularly could be super fun to mess around with. I don't know. These are the best helpers. Chanter can just sit in town, or you can be max chant static. Yeah, that is true. And that's just not fair, Coaster. You're telling him not to play Blizzsork or Jabazon, but actually, this is your automatic assumption is that Seth's routine is to play one of these two classes, and oddly enough, he's one of the few people who don't play these classes, and he gets sick of farming. This is one of those cases where it's actually not on Seth himself, or it's not on what build he's playing, but that Seth genuinely doesn't enjoy just non-stop farming. No, 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 no. What? No. No, Maverick is Maverick, dude. Green Cable is Seth. Or Purple. Yeah. He was, I think, last season he was our Conviction Pally, right? Yeah, last season he went Pally. It's true. People change their names all the time, but just trying to clarify something that Seth is not one of these so-called Blizz Sork players. Like I've seen him play Sork, but at the time he was playing Sork, he was trying to go Fire Sork, like Fireball Sork, which it's a Sork, but it's not one that I would shit on since it's not so common to play Fire Sork. And honestly, Fire Sork is pretty badass. Like, I honestly think that Fire Sork is probably the most satisfying Sork to play. Or it would be if there weren't so many fucking immunes in TC 85 or level 85 areas. But anyway. Really unfortunate. I feel like it would actually be really good for, really consistent for running P8s too, if there were no immunities in this game. You know, that's a good point. I don't think that Maverick was on the post. Like Paladin and Druid, where's a good spot early Pally? Well, depends which Pally, which type of Pally you're running. Um, Generally, if you're well, yeah, no. If you're gonna be going meta Pally, it's gonna be Hammerden, full stop, no questions asked. Um, but there are, if you're willing to try something unique, you could go and try Coaster's cleric build. You could do Tesladin. You can do Zealer, like I did. Although, granted, I used my BARB to farm gear for the Zealer, if you count that. And to be honest, yeah, there's a lot of other... Well, no, those are mostly it. You'd be pretty hard-pressed to find other character types, I think, or other builds for a Pally that are common for farming. I mean, technically, yeah, you could... Maybe you could go, like, some weird build, like Holy Fire with like a Ravenclaw or something, I guess, but... Pyromancer Paladin, okay, well, there you go. But as far as, like, commonplace builds are concerned, yeah, those are the ones that I know of. Might try Boazon and cows. Okay. I mean, you could. I mean, it would be a challenge. Well, let me say it like that. Like, I don't want to try and dissuade you or anything, but that sounds painful. Yeah, especially early ladder, you don't really have that much damage to clear cows with. Hell cows with as a boa. I think that if you were to go a boa, like a Boazon, Seth, you might be better off trying to use the boa in Halls of Pain. I think that might be pretty interesting for you, because it's actually pretty satisfying taking out the flares in Halls of Pain. If you get like packs of flares, it's like they come in like packs of 10, and you see your like multi-shot just go and wipe them all out. It's a very satisfying feeling. Yeah. Halls of Bread isn't bad. Halls of Bread, that's oh, I see, that's what you call it, Halls of Bread. Nice. You need FRW? Yep, second that. You also... Yeah. Oh, IAS. Garbage. One whose Twitch name doesn't match their Slash name should be banned. Clearly they're up to no good, this guy. Okay. Let's see. Also, you need to have at least one AFK character on throne to keep the waves spawning every 10 seconds. The actually gaining character can go hunt packs and the rest of the throne between each wave. That's actually that's a good point. Dead character works for this as well. Are you fucking serious? Man, learning so much. Yeah, these are things that I've just never tried or never thought of. Never knew that you could actually just use a dead character to have the throne wave spawn. I tried other things. I tried leaving like a fucking bone wall next to Bale with a Necro a while back, but it turns out that if you go too far away with the Necro, then the bone wall will just despawn. At least it's my understanding. If I recall correctly. It's been a while since I've tried that, but... To unparty the dead character. Then ignore my entire comments about the meme post. Yeah, Maverick wasn't on the post. Yep, Maverick wasn't on. Neither was Seth. Pain equals bread in French. Yeah, I realized that afterwards. It took me a second for it to actually register. I'm like, why'd you call it Halls of Bread? I'm like, oh yeah, no, that makes sense. All Viper Temple runs. Oh yeah, I mean, sure, why not? Halls of Pain, Halls of Bread. Yeah. But yeah, no, seriously, Seth, when you say where would be a good place for an early game Paladin to farm, you have to be a little bit more specific. Like really, you gotta maybe narrow it down a little bit, because your Paladin could be like, it's probably going to be a Hammerden, at which point I would probably just say, okay, probably you're going to be going Chaos Sanctuary. But you know, if you want to try a very unusual and different build, or if you want to try creating your own, then you might have to come up with other possibilities as well, right? Like when Coaster made his cleric, uh, he was able to run Mausoleum and Pindleskin because it has, well, Holy Bolt was one of the was the main skill that he was using to kill these monsters, but Holy Bolt only works on the undead, so it does a shit ton of damage to undead, but you need to hit undead, so he needed to find an area where the monsters were primarily or exclusively undead, right? So when you say Paladin, you're gonna have to actually narrow it down more to like what build. It's kind of like when you say, oh, well, where should you farm with a Sork, right? It's like, okay, well, most people will tell you AT, but the reality is that applies to Blizz Sorks, not so much to other Sorks. Like, you obviously probably wouldn't be telling, like, a Fire Sork to go and farm some AT. So, just so if you actually give us the build you want to play, it might make things easier. Especially if you're planning to go something like Zealer too, because if you're going to try to emulate what I did last season, or this season, not the one that's coming up, but the one that I'm playing my Barb on, you know that I went and ran my Zealer with 100 MF, and he was actually making a decent bit of wealth. Like, I was getting some pretty good I was getting a fair number of facets. I was getting, I got 3, I think, Arachnid Sashes in those runs. Um, yeah, so, like I said, to narrow it down. Vengeance Pally. Okay, yeah, that's a weird one. I'm gonna be honest, that's one of the, can't believe I'd forgotten about Vengeance Pally too. But to be fair, I haven't really, there's too many builds, I would say, in this game. That's another one that's been on my radar, but I haven't really gotten around to trying that one. Because I've been so focused on playing melee characters, well, the physical melee characters, and then after that, I'm going to be playing a martial arts assassin, and I know which build I'm going to be playing, or what character and build I'm going to be playing the season after, but yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah, Vengeance Pally is something I've wanted to do, but I actually haven't looked into it too much, so I can't help you too much on that. Conversion Pally, or get the fuck out. You know, I was actually thinking about that. You could actually make Conversion Pally a thing, I think. Because there's, like, I Coaster had mentioned this a while back, but I didn't know the exact mechanics. He was saying that conversion can actually one-hit kill monsters. Now, I didn't know what the exact conditions for it was. I think he said that it was that you had to be a lower level than the monsters. Here, hold on, let me check. Yes, yes, yeah, no, it's as Coaster said. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, so Coaster discovered this a while back himself, and I didn't know this, but when conversion wears off, there's this bug, I assume this is a bug, where if your character level is lower than their monster level, then their current life becomes 1 over 256 of what it started with. So if you take advantage of that on certain monsters, you could actually you just kill yourself to lose XP. No, it's true. You could do that. Conversion with fucking conviction paladin, and just go start farming shit. It might actually be viable. I've never actually attempted to make a conversion paladin before, but it could work. So yeah, I mean, we don't even need to worry so much about like, okay, which level is it, right? Like, so it's some level. Let's just assume that you're level like 60 even. Um, and certainly you can convert most of the monsters in hell, right? Let's assume you can survive it. Um, it's viable, I think. If you're just killing regular monsters and you don't care about the champ monsters specifically, or unique monsters. That's what I'm saying. Conversion. No, you say viable with a kappa, but I'm telling you right now, if you want to go for the really bizarre, then conversion paladin might actually be the way to go. But of course, I've never seen one. I've never seen one. I've never used one. I've never made one. So yeah, it's that one's a tough one to say. It's the same with Vengeance Paladin. I myself have never actually attempted to make a Vengeance Paladin, so I'd love to at some point. But you know, I've been going through the characters and the builds that I've wanted to, and I just haven't gotten around to Vengeance Paladin. No, it's not reset day. It's reset week for the private server Slashdiablo, where here you go. You can take a look for yourself. It is going to be. Oh, I don't know why it's on. Sorry, let me repost. Slash. Yeah, yeah. But reset week. So if you want to go check it out, they've got the. They have the post up. It's going to be April the 3rd at 7 p.m. Eastern. And they now have the multi-server setup, meaning that if you are in like Europe or something and you hated your connection to the server, well, now it shouldn't be as bad. I've been playing 10 years playing nothing but Blizzsork and Haverdon Classic, and I liked it. Used to reset on Fatty's team. Oh, okay, I see. Blizzsork and Haverdon. But he was playing Classic though, so I don't know why you're giving him shit for that. He only recently started playing. He only recently started playing on LOD. And in LOD, he can actually play his other stuff, but in Classic, I think it's a little bit different, from my understanding anyway. Anyway, so what else here? Go play POD if you want viable. They make everything viable on that server. Well, it's kind of true. Like, pretty much everything. You can do pretty much whatever on phone POD and just shit stomp hell. Let's see. Also use dead characters in Seal Pop and Chaos to expand the area. Okay, that one I knew. That one I knew. I knew that dead characters can be used for Seal Glitch Chaos, but I didn't know you could use them to spawn monsters in Throne Room. TP at entrance with the dead character, and then take that telly back to the seal. Saves you several seconds on a slow teleporter. Oh yeah, that absolutely makes sense. What do you mean? Where do you farm with a Sork? They have telly. The only answer is LK. Says Seth. Okay, yeah. Well, no, definitely not. I wouldn't say that, Seth, because to be honest with you, dude, like. Oh yeah, these were trash SCs. I'm getting slower on my runs because I'm trying to chat with you guys while I do this, but the thing is, I was talking to people about this previously. One of the things that I would have actually loved to try, like I know you're half joking with what you were saying with that comment, Seth, but one of the things I would have loved to try is day one, farm LK first so I can get Talthal or Am, build a Spirit, and then start running Seal Glitch Chaos with Cold Sork and a Bow Barb. I feel like I could do like Seal Glitch runs in like under a minute and a half with that setup, which should be able to yank runes quicker than with LK. It was something that I hadn't actually thought about until after that season was over. And even if I had thought about it during the season, it wouldn't have mattered because I wanted to do 5,000 LK. But still, you get the point. Like there's other ways to play a Sork. Doesn't have to just be LK. It doesn't just have to be AT. You could go Fire Sork into Mausoleum. I think you did that season with the Fire Sork too. You can go farm bosses. You could do what Swisher does, which is just go and start doing like Countess and shit like that, key runs. I think recently some people had brought up the idea of going Light Sork into Arcane Sanctuary to farm ghosts. That was another pretty interesting one. Sork actually has a number of different options, really, depending on which element or which build you're playing for. Even fire, like a lot of people shit on fire, say like, oh, there's all these immunes, but if you build a fire Sork and you run like, let's say Andy, well, bugged Duriel, bugged Andy, bugged Meth, It's actually not that bad. So, I don't know. Vengeance Valley, Sacrifice Valley for the win. Okay, Sacrifice Valley, sure, why not? Did Elite Barb. Showed up as Necros Zodon Classic after level 90, told you to go away. Iron Maiden Necros plus Blood Golem, or Gods. Sword equals box opener or rusher. Oh man, did Hell Andy runs and that's it. Hell because it's fun, and Andy because why not? Oh, that's fine. Like honestly, yeah. I mean, if it was working out for you, then great. Um, like that's the thing, right? Like that's one of the things that inspired me to make the Nova Baller too. I didn't want to just fucking play Light Sword or Blizzard. Like okay, granted, I did play. I did play as the Light Sork for the first 500 Chaos runs, but that was also because I wanted to cater to the meta build that Maverick wanted to actually see me try out. And I tried it, I showed like, oh yeah, look, I can actually play a meta build, ooh, big fucking whoop. And then I switched back over to Nova Baller because that shit was way cooler. Now, the thing is, ooh, it's actually a pretty sick amulet. Mm. Well, okay, not really, but yeah, I like it. I think it's pretty cool, so I keep it. But I don't have anything to throw out for it. You know what? Fuck it. Let's get rid of that. Yes. Wait. What was the? Yeah. Okay. That's fine. All right. Fire Sork. Oh yeah. I don't even know how I forgot all about that too. You can go Fire Sork into cows. That's also an option, right? Like, there's lots of different ways to go about playing these characters. You don't have to go Blizzork and AT like people. And even the funny thing is, a lot of people insist on going Cold Sork into AT. To be honest, it's not an awful idea to recommend this to somebody who's new to like learning the game, because like Cold Sork and AT is one of the easiest ways to farm, okay? Because all you do, keep your distance, fucking drop, alternate between Blizzard and Glacial Spike. Like, okay, you kill shit, okay, fine, but especially if you're playing on Slash, like, what are you really farming for, right? Like if you're farming for, I don't know, if you're farming for high runes, you're better off actually going LK, you're better off going Seal Glitch Chaos. I feel like if you want to hunt for TC80 or TC87 items, you should actually be doing like boss runs first, to be honest, like Quest Bug Duriel. Running Quest Bug Duriel until you actually get like a good amount of MF, like 300 or more at least. And then you start running AT, right? Like if you're actually gunning for TC87s. So I don't know. Like when people say Blizzork in AT is the way to go too, like even that is not always. It's not always like, it doesn't really tell the full story. It's like what are you really telling people to do to go into AT for, right? Like I guess like for general use, like everything, like they're basically like, you'll get a decent amount of XP from there. You can level your character, okay, great, but you're gonna get unique items and set items more quickly from Duriel, or Quest Bug Duriel, and you're gonna get more runes out of LK and Chaos, Seal Glitch Chaos. So, I don't know. Go into A2 and find some Griffs and D-Webs, damn it. I mean, I did it with my fucking Druid, for fuck's sake. I don't know. Might try Arcane this time? Yeah. Arcane sounds pretty good. Fire Sork and Cows sounds good, yeah. I end up with Enigma Sork. I'm not using any other character to farm with. So you're going to be going Sork next season, right? You're committing to Sork. Just double checking that's easy. End up with Enigma Sork. Any character to farm with, and I refuse to do LK, so I need to Sork some runes somewhere. Chaos this time. Either. I mean, there's... yeah, I see. You want one character specifically. I mean, you could Seal Glitch if you're looking for runes, can't you? No Chaos this time either. Why can't you Chaos? Or do you just not want to Chaos? I don't know. You can go melee AT. That's true. You can... See, that's another really cool thing too, right? I remember seeing like a Telezealer into AT. Going around focusing on farming the champ pack specifically. That one was a really cool build. Enigma Zealer. Telly Zealer. With a pretty good amount of MF and a grief. So you just go, you teleport on them, and you just zeal. Whack, 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 everything's dead. If you tell all the noobs to go AT, at least one will get a Griffs. The rest will get screwed. Yeah, man, it's some 1%er type mentality right here, you know? Like, have everybody go into AT so that maybe they have a chance of getting Griffs, and then once one person gets a Griffs, you just pay for the Griffs. Because it's much harder to find a Griffs than it is to find high runes, so the 1%ers go and get their high runes from cows, and then they're like, okay, well, which of these 30 noobs managed to find one Griffins? Oh, this guy, alright, let's buy it off of him, right? It's clearly what's going on, alright? This is like basic economics, okay? Checkmate, atheists. Quack, quack, quack. Yep, this truly is the truth behind why AT is so popular. It's just one big, they're just trying to con you, trying to bamboozle you out of the reality. Trickle-down economics. But no, seriously, let's go back to the original thing, because I think Seth, you're probably still around. The original thing you were asking is, what's a good place for a paladin to farm, okay? And like I said, you never actually did give us a build that you wanted to play. Because you say Hammerdin, okay, well, I could tell you exactly what you need to do with a Hammerdin if you really want to go Hammerdin, but if you want to try something unusual and unique, which honestly sounds more like your cup of tea, because honestly, I feel like Hammerdin will put you to sleep. Like, I know you, I think well enough to know that if you were to play a Hammerdin, it just wouldn't be that interesting for you. So you'd have to actually look for a build that might be more exciting. So, like I said, Coaster's Cleric might be fun to try out. Not for everybody though, even by his own admission. You could go Tesladin. What the fuck? Okay, that was weird. Okay, I'm mixing up which weapon I'm attacking with. This is gonna be a slow run, but anyway. Yeah, definitely we're not gonna be doing Conversion Din or what was that other one? Yeah, we're not gonna be seeing a Conversion Din, and we're probably not gonna be seeing a Pyro Din either, like Holy Fire with like a bow or whatever. So, I don't know. Yeah, so I made a Zealer that totally shits on Trav. Conversion Din is called a missionary. Okay. That's a cool name, actually. I would still prefer to call it Conversion Din, though, just because at least then you actually know what the skill that you're using is going to be outright. Whereas with Missionary, people are going to be like, oh, what the fuck's that? Need a Zealer. Okay, so I'm probably playing some Zon. Oh, okay, Seth, I didn't realize you were going to be playing a Zon. I thought you wanted to play a Pally. You said Pally or Druid, I think, earlier. Let me just double check that. Also, Muffin was saying he's an Assassin Junkie. That's pretty cool. That was a while ago. I don't know if he's still around. Yeah, here, let me see. Has more finesse. Okay. Yeah, Paladin and Druid. So yeah, what you said was, I like Paladin and Druid. Where's a good spot early early Pala? That's what you had said earlier. And now you're saying you are curious about Zon? I don't know, it sounds to me like you haven't really fully decided which character you want to farm with, let alone what build you'd be interested in using. Because if you're talking Zons, I could say that Immolation Arrows on or Exploding Arrows on might be worth messing around with. Of course, Javazon is the meta pick for an Amazon. I think there's really no ifs, ands, or buts here. But if you wanted to go Javazon, if no you, okay. What is up? Somebody has joined my game, it seems. I don't know what he has come to say. Best Diablo 2 joke. Your mom is so ugly, even Kane can't identify her. Nice. Just had to come in to drop that nice little one-liner. Nice. Well played. Well played. I was unexpected. I was wondering, like, what are you doing here? Just out of the blue, joining in. Probably doing Java Cow or finding a way to do half-decent Bow Cow. Okay. Sounds good. You know, alternatively, you could start off as, like, a Frost Maiden Boa or some other... Or just basically farm a different area. Like, you don't have to start off going into cows. And you don't have to do cows exclusively. It actually might even be more interesting if you went and farmed Halls of Pain first, like we were saying earlier. Halls of Pain is pretty good for Boa because if you have Laying of Hands, you get 350% damage to demons, whereas cows are animals, or treated as animals by the game, right? So in Halls of Pain, where there's quite a number of demons, you get a field day there, early ladder, with the Laying of Hands, and then once you actually get like Wind Force and other items to really boost your damage, that's when maybe you can then start doing cows, and then you might enjoy it. Actually, I'll tell you what. Seth, because I actually have to leave in about 30 minutes. I did say that I was going to stream today, but I didn't say that I was going to stream for as long as I did yesterday, right? What I'm going to do for you, Seth, I'm going to finish the remaining 13 runs to get to 500, and then I will do for you a demo, okay? How does that sound? I'll do for you a demo with my Swapcast Telly Boazon into cows, if you are interested in that. And then you can make a decision for yourself how you want to go about making your Boa next season, or if you want to go Boa. Physical Boa, Fire Boa. You know, actually that might be pretty cool. If you actually got like made an enchant Sork and then you went Immolation Arrow on your Amazon. Have you ever considered that one? Thinking more of the big AoE Frost Arrow with a ton of Pierce. Yeah, okay. Okay, never mind then. Maybe I don't need to do a demo for you. Big AoE Frost Arrow. Yeah, Freezing Arrow. I mean, I tried that a while ago too with my Frost Maiden Boa, but it wasn't quite strong enough for me personally. I don't know, man. Like Mercmancer instead of CE Necro. Alright, alright. I'm forced to concede to both of you. Start a conspiracy. You guys are crazy. Okay, cool. Farmed everything. Maybe I'll do a run of cows anyway, though, just for shits and giggles. I haven't played my bow in so long. AT is a conspiracy. Yeah, you know, originally I was just letting the words flow from my mouth just for the memes, but you know, now that I think about it, this could actually be a valid conspiracy theory that people invent. No, that's definitely not the case, but just imagine. Like, actually just imagine if that was like the reality of it. Like AT is actually a meme. That is for sure. Whatever you do, don't farm cows. Yeah. Absolute trash. Yeah, I don't know, man. Sure, rare jewel. I don't think I've ever gotten much value out of these, but I could pretend like I might. The real meme is Bone Ash. Okay, well, yeah, but okay, Bone Ash is a meme true, but no one really sits down and says, "Oh, I feel like farming some bone ash today," you know? Like, yeah, Post 7 did that a while ago for shits and giggles. But you know, people aren't deluded. Uh, yeah, they're not really deluded into believing that bone ash will actually get them somewhere. Whereas with AT, you know, there's a fair number of people who go and farm AT. You'll desperate do it. Heard about bone ash? Oh man, the legendary bone ash run. Next thing you know, it'll be Rakinishu runs. 1,000 Rakinishu. No, 1,000 Griswold runs. Calling it right now. It's nice to know there will never be any shortage of bosses to farm in this game, or unique monsters. Super unique monsters, I mean. Apparently you can Q-bug Duriel while on your reset team first kill of them. Yeah, I'm aware. And in fact, I think there was a reset a couple of... Yeah, there was a reset a couple of seasons ago, where I was playing with Maverick and Hedge. That was, I think, the season I was playing my Druid, where they got Duriel to about 15%, then requested us to hold off on killing him for a couple of seconds, so that they could hop on over to Act 1, which I mean, I read your post. I don't think it's necessary to go all the way to Act 1. I think you just need to unparty so that you don't get the quest, but they, just for safety, they unpartied and went to Act 1. And then we proceeded to kill Duriel, and then they talked to Tyrael, and they had their quest bug Duriel. So yeah, I'm fully aware that you can quest bug Duri on reset night. The reason I didn't do it with my BARB is because I wasn't planning to run quest bug Duris with my BARB anyway. It was going to be with the Zealer that I wanted to show off. What else can be Q-bugged? Yeah. 1,000 Thresh Sockets. You know, 1,000 Thresh Sockets wouldn't be so bad either. I think I've seen... Didn't Dobrunsky do that? Was Dobrunsky or somebody else? I know somebody did like 1,000 Thresh Sockets. No. Dobrunsky wouldn't do 1,000 Thresh Sockets. He would do 10,000 Thresh Sockets. I think he did like 10,000 Pindle. Human Bot Project, I think, is what it was called it. Or is what he called it. I mean, I also had my own Human Bot Project, but it was not quite the same thing as his bot project. It took the form of the summoning druids, if you guys recall. Inferno. That was one guy. I could have sworn there were other ones too. Did literally like 50k Thresh Sockets. Oh damn, dude. Never heard of Inferno, and I've never heard of anyone who did 50k Thresh Sockets. I know like Dobrunsky, I think, did like 10,000 Pindles. I know he at least did 10,000 LK. I remember because the season that I was going to play my Sork, I looked at various different sources of people who were talking about LK and what to expect from it. Or not what to expect from it, but what they ended up getting out of it. And one of the people I stumbled upon was Dobrunsky. So I did pay attention to that. But I've never seen somebody run Thresh Socket, like a shit ton of Thresh Sockets. From his Twitch streamer, not fake YouTuber. Oh man, that's funny. So then what am I? Because technically I'm both. Because I'm both on both Twitch and YouTube. Trying to set up WRs for completing Holy Grail live on stream. 61 days? What the fuck? I've never seen this Inferno guy before. Did he like start recently or what? Like, because, you know, in the past I used to hang out with you on like Yielder's streams. I remember Yielder. Of course I know Indrik. I think we both collectively love Ryu. I don't know if you still watch him. I like to think you do. But yeah, okay, that makes sense. This year he did 2 Grails in the past year. Hot damn, dude. Only 3 Moth has finished a streamed Grail. Oh yeah? Got a dark glow? Oh, that's cool. Besides Inferno. Yeah, didn't... Hold on, hold on. Hey, it's Zethro. Didn't realize he was here. Looks to me like he actually did manage to get it working in time for the ladder reset. Kinda girl. Anyway, so what was I saying? Yeah, no, so I thought that, what's that? What's the guy name? Not DJ Waters, fucking Llama, there you go. I remember Llama, I think, he finished his Grail, didn't he? I was pretty sure he had finished it. Is he still missing Mangsong? For like 2 years. Oh, dude, that's pretty sad, actually. I think that's pretty funny, but that's actually kind of sad. Like, I could have sworn he had found everything. I thought he had just finished his Grail. I haven't seen him stream his Grail at all. I'm not streaming Reset, of course I am, but what the fuck? Using the wrong weapon to do this. He was able to get back on Slash. Yeah, of course I play, dude. Oops. Someone has to run the MA sim. Hey, Bernie, nice to have you on board with us. I unfortunately won't. Well, I wasn't planning to do a really long stream today. I was only aiming for run 500. I have to get going pretty soon, so you've come actually at the tail end of my stream, sorry to say. But I will try to keep my word and talk to you about what you wanted to do for next season. I still haven't forgotten about that, what we were talking about before we split ways last night. I think you were trying to come up with ways to make the Sin viable, right? And we'll talk more about that in a second. Steel Howling Glisten. What the fuck's wrong with these guys? These jokes, though. But yeah, no. I thought, yeah, so Llama's missing Mangsongs. Okay. Well, you have to look into this guy, Inferno. No. Yeah, no shade intended. I really haven't seen this guy before, or at least I don't know of him. I haven't known of him up until now. So, what I'm curious about, ZZZ, you were saying only 3 Moth is finished of Streamed Grail. Streamed Grail besides Inferno. So Inferno actually streamed his entire Grail, is that right? Ooh, that's actually worth charting down as a notable drop. 7 MF. 6 Poison Res. SC, and this is run 499. That's easy to remember. And then we're going to go on to our final run of the evening for TRAV. And then maybe I'll do a bit of a demo, and I'll chat and chill with you guys for a bit. Alright. I'm going to try to make sure that I don't completely throw this. I'm going to try hard this run. I want to get it to be under 30 seconds. And then I can just easy. Oh, actually, you know what? Fuck this. 1 sec. I just realized. For the last run, I would actually prefer to have it on GS4. I keep forgetting to toggle it over, doing it by hand here. I've been trying to do these runs on the Dallas server. Still keep calling it Dallas server. The California server, because I am tired of having to deal with my guy double find iteming on corpses. FCR BP for Teleon Sorg. I would have insta-replied saying yes, but I'm in the middle of this run now. I want to actually get a good time on this. Come on, dude, just die. 1, 2, 3, 4. This motherfucker won't stand still. Okay, well this is damn, this run's fucking terrible. I give up. Damn it, you beat me to it. I was just about to actually reply to that. This is a sad day. That one council member though. Oh well, whatever. It's too bad. Anyway, what were you guys saying? He's streamed 2 Grails already now. He's doing a 3rd going for fastest possible time. Okay. Inferno is streamed 2. So even LeBron here is actually doubling this. So basically, I'm the one out of the loop here. I had no idea there was this guy called Inferno, who's like the master grailer, you know? That's pretty crazy. Sub Z, after 12 days, he has full Zerker Barb. And he found a 250 D-Web. Oh shit, that's fucking insane, dude. Full Zerker Barb. Huh, not sure what to say. That's pretty crazy. It's kind of interesting, though, that he's going Zerker. I remember the season I was playing my Pit Singer, I was actually swimming in uniques and set items. The only things that I wasn't able to find were high runes, but I definitely had an abundance of pretty much everything else. Well, sorry, high runes and also TC-87. Well, no, I actually found TC-87s. It was just Griffin's Eyes and D-Webs I couldn't find. I even found a D-Fathom. It was a shit roll, but, I mean, a D-Fathom is a D-Fathom. Honestly, Barb, if I ever had to do a Grail, I think I would want to actually do it with a Barb. Barb or Necro, just because Necro is so fun. Like, Necro's my favorite class, but Barb is, like, for me, the most interesting. Because it has find item. Especially on vanilla drop rates, like, you can really take advantage of find item. And if you're targeting those champ packs, or unique monsters, then yeah, like, I feel like that's really the way to go in vanilla, but that's just me. For, like, completing a Grail, I mean. Yeah. If you're on Slash, with no drop 0, and with P1 being the go-to, I think probably Poison Necro is the way to go here, but single player, I feel like probably, yeah, Pit Singer, Pit Zerker. Or Pit Zerker, I guess, specifically is the way to go. Anyway, interesting. So, saying what? So he was saying that he's 1 FCR off 105, but then he needs a perfect FCR roll in a Spirit Mark to get to 200. That's kind of weird. You mean 105? Grailers think Barb is the best. Do pits until you get the all items Pindle can't drop, then Pindle to finish. Yes, yeah, that's. I mean, not to try and take credit or anything, but this is kind of the same conclusion that I would have probably, or the same kind of line of thinking I would have had to say. If somebody told me to guess, this would have been what I would have predicted to be the best approach for completing a Grail. Okay, that's interesting. So, what? So Zethro is saying he's 1 FCR off 105. Then now he's saying he needs to get a perfect FCR roll in his Spirit Mark to somehow make it to 200 FCR. Alright, well there's quite a gap between those two numbers. But, alright. Anyway, before I hop off, 2 things I'm going to do. Like I said, I wanted to actually rock that Boazon. Seth, are you still here? I'm going to do a nice little... attempt to do a nice little... don't got a Hodo, I'm using Spirit Weapon. Okay, that's doubly curious. Best in slot. Let's see. Could actually. Magi 35 FCR Spirit Monarch, 35 FCR Spirit Sword, Griffs, 20 Sork Ami, Mage Fist, Arak, FCR Rings. That's 200. Seafood for Light Sork all day, and now Swish and ZZZ. Probably gonna get into this debacle. That's 200. Well, actually, is this 200? That's like 70, 100, 125, 145, 165, 185. Yeah, 205. You're here? Alright, let's get some boa action. No, if you go pure FCR gear on everything else, or BIS FCR gear on every other slot, you can go Spirit Sword for 200. Alright, cool. Interesting discussions. I can't wait for a ladder reset. When ladder resets, there's going to be a lot of these questions, and I think they're going to be in much greater volume. At least when the ladder resets, though, I'm not really going to be in a huge rush to farm. Like, I don't know. Right now, when I'm trying to do my TRAV runs, I'm trying to do them like with some level of efficiency. If I'm playing my martial arts assassin, I don't really think I'll give a shit what I end up, how slow my runs end up taking next season. So I'll have all the time in the world to answer people's questions and maybe even rush them and whatnot. Although once again, I'm not. Yeah. Okay. $20 FCR circuit and amulet spider web. Ever Magi 2 perf, then 2 perf spirits. Okay. He's got 2 perf spirits, but he needs a perf FCR spirit. Okay, sure, interesting. Bernie was saying, I gave up on the light sword thread thing, must have been deleted, which sucks. It's faster than bosses, don't have bad modifiers. Another sexual hit would be 200 FCR, and to compare size testing the actual run times over a long period. Okay, well, I'll let you guys talk that out. Anyway, so, I'm gonna do a fun little run here. Let's go and do a little bit of late ladder action. Oh yeah, wait, this is my boa's on, so I should really be setting up that swap cast. You know what? Hold on. I actually want to try something that I've never actually tried before. I just remembered. Why don't I actually try using GS4 with Swapcast? I wonder if it'll be less choppy. Yeah, I wonder if the runs would actually be less choppy if I went and used Swapcast with GS4. Or Silicon Valley servers. Okay, cool. Now, I think it's like... There you go. Oh yeah, dude, that is insane. Oh shit, yes, that is... Even even my swap casting teleporting is better on GS4, which is pretty nuts. Okay, cool. I'm gonna have to take a bit of a detour so I can purge this shit off my head. Alright, sweet. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is... I remember now. It takes a shit ton of shots to kill these cows, that's for sure. But hey, they're killable. Oh, fuck. Oh, that's a lot of them. There you go. Nice and clean. Also try strafing them, but then it becomes laggy as shit. Hey, check this out. So, if I strafe, number of... Actually, it's not as bad as I remember it to be. Last time when I would pop all these arrows, and it would non-stop fire the firestorm from my Hellfire Torch, it would lag the ever-living shit out of my game. Not doing that anymore, surprisingly. Oh, that is. Anyway, it's okay. I'm just gonna go back to multi-shot. Alright. Honestly, though, if I am running cows, I feel like if I had Wind Force, or Wind Force would be a lot better for this kind of thing, for sure. Probably Wind Force with a, what is my damage like this? Yeah, I need Wind Force, definitely. This build is meant to be for pits. This is actually so slow compared to what what a Boazon could actually do in cows. But even probably at its best, like Boa just doesn't compete with um, other alternatives out there. It's pretty fun though. It's very satisfying clearing cows like this. It's so goofy, looking at the way this multi-shot is. It's like the kind of shit you'd see in like POD, you know? Swapcasting works for you? Yeah, dude, that's fucking insane. Like, Swapcasting already worked for me. Like, when I played my Boa, I was always able to swapcast with my Boa. Um, but the problem was that the latency would cause me to double telly from time to time. Like, a lot more than here. Like, here, yeah, like, I'll double telly from time to time too, but it's not anywhere near as bad as when I'm playing on the New York server. Like you saw that when I was playing on the New York server, I teleported like 3 times, and I think 2 of those 3 teleports were double tellies. But here, anyone have Arax and Enigma? What the fuck does he... Oops. I didn't realize that so many people still need John Burr. Otherwise, I wouldn't have actually sold my Burr to Charcy, but it looks like people actually need John Burr. Go figure. Anyway, it's all good. Anyway, I think I'm just about done here. I've shown with this Boa. I've had a chance to mess back around with my Boa, which I haven't done in a really long time, so that was a lot of fun. But in the meantime, let's just quickly refill this bad boy. Let me go get myself another quiver of arrows, and I think I'm pretty much set to call it a night. Yeah, good shit. Yep. And another set of arrows. And another set of arrows that I can refill and sell. Alright, cool. That was a lot of fun. What were you guys talking about? That's a lot of stuff here. So how is Swisher talking in chat? Wasn't he caught cheating? He was, and he was banned for 2 weeks, I think. After he was caught using auto telly. That's what it was a while back. So yeah, that was a while ago though. I want to try Softcast on Syntheses, and if it works well, I'll main claws. Give me a sec. You want to test something. I presume that you mean you want to test swap casting with the assassin. I assume... Is it like this? Okay. Come on, man. Really? 1 sec. That's kind of awkward. Fuck it, why not? I'll go like this. Interesting. Let's go with... Sorry, I need a second. I didn't expect to have to set this up today. So I assume that what you wanted to do is something like this, right? Wait. Taking over the ladder, you're gonna PK triple Z every game he enters. Sounds nice. Sounds legit, dude. Curious to see how this is gonna pan out. Okay. So you're talking about you want? Yeah, I know, because I was setting it up. So you're saying you want to be able to do something like this, right? What the? Get the fuck out of here! Leave me alone. Oh shit! Now I have no mana left. Oh, there's a well. There you go. So you're saying you want to be able to do something like this, right? Ha 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 ha. You know, run out of mana at some point, but yeah, this is what you wanted to do. Yeah, don't worry. I've thought about that one too. Um, whew. Anyway, so let's see what you guys were talking about here. Way back though, swap casting. Yeah, swap casting is fun. Also kind of negates the need of actually needing FCR on some characters, like the Amazon. On the Amazon, my plan was to like use the BARB for the battle orders, and then to use Whiz Spike Spirit on Switch, right? Like that's a while ago. That's kind of the idea I came up with. But what if you don't want to invest, or if you don't want to have to use FCR on Switch, right? Like imagine if you could just use your IAS as your swap, as your cast rate. Like I know it's a pretty busted bug if you use it like this, but in terms of like just how awesome it feels to get the best of both worlds, it's fucking amazing. I admit. Um, do you have a sin to try? Okay, so yeah. What were you saying earlier? Well, yes, I want to try Swapcast on Sin this season. So yeah, just to give you a little taste, if you know how to Swapcast, if you can learn how to Swapcast, like if you don't already know, then it might take you some time to learn it. Like it took me an entire season to practice it, and then even then, a little bit longer to actually master it. Not even master it. I can't say I mastered it, but to actually be successful more times than I failed at it when I'm trying to do the swap cast, right? Because otherwise it was just impeding on the speed of my runs. But once I got it down correctly, then it was fantastic. Um, so yeah, just a little demo of what your Sin might be capable of doing next season if you learn how to swap cast. Uh, but how you put that into practice will be totally up to you, of course. Not even a full tomb SMH. With a fully chanted Merc for every CS run. I really don't have to worry about boss mods. They are both fire immune and light immune. I skip them with the exception of Vector, to corrupt with Spell Steal. Destroys LI Knights and Ghosts with chat. Anti Infinity Thresher. Yeah. Yeah, so ZZZ really had come up with everything for his characters. It's pretty insane. He was really working on the leveling efficiency and DPS of the game. Um, you know, in my case, I was really like back when I was making my Sork, I was really focused on run speeds, but like how quickly you could farm items. But this guy's all out when it comes to like different character setups you can use for P4. And the interesting thing too is he is committed to making sure that his character he's trying to level is the one who's doing most of the damage. Not the boss of the ghost minions, killing them for XP. There's a matter of lining up your shots. Okay. I was sent to try out swap casting on. I don't. Not. Yeah, no, I'm afraid I don't. Sorry. Level 90, and I don't have. Well, I sold my burr because you told me to, so I don't have a jaw and a burr to make an enigma with to hand over to you. Never make it happen with latency. Give out twisting swap cast. Yep, there you go. Don't swap cast on Sin to attack. Too close to Fire Blast. Oh yeah, that's a fair point. Guess Fire Blast wouldn't be bad to switch to. So Fire Blast uses IAS, right? Well, no, sorry, I know it uses IAS, but what I meant was, does it share the same like IAS breakpoints with your normal attack? It doesn't, though, right? Even you said it's only at 9 frames. Like I don't know exactly how that works. Yeah, so do that this season if the server lag allows me to do so. Okay. Efficiency matters, man. Yeah, makes sense. As a pro, I read a lot of his post light sort things. The only thing I had a hard time believing. Yeah, no, ZZ knows his shit. Like, he's also a memer, but he knows his shit. Like, it's pretty crazy. And he has the math to back it up too. Yeah. Player 4 Sork is easy PK to level. Oh, pff, I see. Does use trap laying speed? Yeah, and trap laying speed I guess relies on IAS, but it doesn't, I guess, work the same way that normal attack does. I don't know. Anyway, though, yeah, I don't know. If you... Oh. Speaking of which, let me actually try to... Can I swap cast that? I've never actually tried, to be honest. I don't know if I can, though. Can I actually swap cast teleport onto Fire Blast? Like, I'm actually legit curious now, because the whole reason why I use normal attack is because your character is running in that direction, and then you just switch over, right? You don't need to... Okay, I was slow on that. What the fuck? Man, I'm really out of practice. There you go. But in this case... if I'm trying to switch from Fire Blast to Teleport, I can't switch my skill while I'm mid Fire Blast, or well, I guess I can, but I don't know. It's just weird. Like I can do it with Freezing Attack, or not Freezing Attack. I can do it with Freezing Arrow just fine, but Fire Blast. You know what? I remember what it is. When I'm throwing Fire Blast, I can't switch my weapon, right? Because I'm mid-animation. I can't actually... Like, I can switch which skill I have, but I can't throw a Fire Blast and then press W to switch over to my... Okay, well, I can do it here, but... I can't hit W and E at the same time, just after throwing my Fire Blast in that window while my character is throwing it, right? Whereas with normal attack, I'm running, and I can WE anytime. So, I don't know. I'm gonna let you figure out how to make... It should work without casting first. Oh yeah? So, here. I think it's like this, not what you said without casting first. So, I would just go WE, right? Okay, well, I'll let you work that out, because honestly, for the skills which have a casting animation, I've never really been able to figure out how to make it stick. And I say that shamelessly. There's things I don't know. And I haven't had anybody to measure up my fire, or my swap casting to. Because no one else has used it in the same way I have with this, at least not that I've seen on the server. I know some people have used it for lightning. Actually, yeah, that's true. People have used it for lightning, so there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to use it for Fire Blast, I guess. But you know what? I don't have the time right now to figure all that out. So maybe I'll come back to this at a different time. But going hardcore, fuck softcore. You're gonna go hardcore, and yet you're somehow going to attempt to try and PK. Try to PK ZZZ. I don't know how this is gonna work. That's so fast, though. What the fuck? I wonder what. Well, I got 20 IS. Well, I mean, I have burst of speed too. Yeah, I really wonder what number of frames I'm hitting with this. Anyway, it doesn't really matter too much right now. Oh, and my burst of speed wore off too, I guess. But okay, I think that's it for me. Okay, I'm going to chill for like another minute or two, and then I'm gonna sign off. Let me see what other things you guys said that I didn't get a chance to respond to. You know, LeBron, I find this ironic that you're asking people in the chat channel if they have an Enigma that you can borrow, because I would have actually had an Enigma for you if we didn't meme around so hard and sell that burr rune. If you think about it, like I actually had the burr and I have the jaw still, and now there's no. You have no, you know what, just for, yeah, the memes were worth it, but now you have no way to fucking test this shit on Slash. So, well, was it really worth it? In the end, I don't know. You tell me. I just wanted to test it. Not a big deal. All right. Well, you know what? You know what? If that's the case, let me with all of you guys here as my witness, we will now reset my RNG a second time, okay? So let me just go over here and take this jaw rune. I mean, I needed to make room in my stash anyway, okay? I needed to make room in my stash anyway. Like, where else am I gonna put this beautiful small charm? So let me just go over here and sell this jaw rune. All right, so yeah, there you go, done. Problem solved. So, sin thing. You think you're gonna main sin this ladder? Yeah, maybe. So what were your ideas for my sins? So I actually have well, I don't have anything for you yet. What I was going to ask you, because I didn't get a chance to ask yesterday, is what are the issues you're encountering with your sin? Is it that your sin you just don't feel like is it just that you feel like your character's not doing damage right now? Like yeah, because like I was trying to run the assassin and I was doing a bit of playing around with it, and then I sat down and I thought about it and I realized that I actually don't know what the issue that you have with the assassin is. I guess it just feels a bit slow because he's done it again. Yeah. Slow at chaos clear speed on P8. Can't clear in time when people clearing bale waves. That's the only issue. So when you say you can't clear chaos, you mean you can't clear the chaos waves, or you can't clear the or not the chaos waves? What the fuck am I talking about? The chaos champ packs, or you can't actually clear just like all of chaos? It's here. This is you can't spawn Diablo fast enough. Oh, okay, interesting. Let me give this a go then. All right. So, if you just give me a moment, it is this window right here. Thanks for clipping, by the way, Seth. All right. So this is the assassin, right? Now the interesting thing is, this is like a real situation where it's actually, or where I'm actually using, or where you're actually going to have somebody clearing the throne room, you'll actually have a better battle orders than this, and you're also going to have shout. But anyway, so first things first. Wait, hold on. I didn't actually activate burst of speed. Okay, there you go. Okay. Okay, well that solves the problem. I guess I really can't teleport past these guys when they're just all hovering around like this. Okay. So maybe I should just give up on the idea of trying to like swap cast like this. This is just getting me killed, and I'm kind of embarrassing myself here. What I was actually going to try was if I'm probably going to need to practice this a bit more, but what I wanted to test to see is if like what happens if I use Fire Blast to nuke this guy while Conviction Aura is on him. And possibly even on Switch, I might even want to use like a lower res wand. That's yeah, using attack assault chaos. That's why Fire Blast. Yeah, I gotta practice with Fire Blast or figure out how to make Fire Blast work. I think I should be able to. Okay, there. Here, maybe give it one more try, but this time without swap casting. And then after that, I'm gonna call it a night, and I'll try some things and see if I can get back to you on this, because this is not something that I'm gonna be able to do in one go. Oh shit! Yeah, right. I can't put traps. On left click, it has to be right click. So in the end, what are my traps set to even? Okay. Alright, okay, cool. Got it. Okay, one sec. One more attempt. Round 2. And what are my res at? Oh yeah, my res are shit, so I actually should be going fade. What the? Okay. And then I'm supposed to just start spamming teleport. I know it's going to be a bit slow, but I'm actually kind of wanted to try this out just a little bit on stream, and then I'll call it a night, do some practice, and I'll come back to see if I can theory craft something for you. Especially because I thought originally you wanted to do the chaos. You actually were trying to clear all of the champ packs, I thought, or you were trying to do full clear. Also not using Shadow Master, that's the other problem. 1, 2, 3, 4. This should actually be Death Sentry, I realize, so that's another issue too. And I am not used... So Grand Vizier of Chaos is easy enough to deal with. That's not the real issue. The real issue is actually Lord Desay in this case. Oh shit. Okay, you know what? No, I'm done. I'm done with trying to work this out on stream. I'll figure this out, I think, on my own, especially because I'm not. This is a shitty excuse, but I'm not fully used to these hotkeys. Like I haven't not used to the traps, and I haven't played her in a while. I have to really readjust to the hotkeys that I use for the traps in too. Yeah. For the record, I haven't given up on it. It's just that I probably need to. These kinds of things aren't a one attempt success a lot of the time. I gotta actually spend some time working out the routine first, and then I'll come back and I'll actually show you what I come up with later on. So the goal, like basically what I wanted to get out of you today is the goal is to clear Infector of Souls, Lord Desay, and Grand Vizier of Chaos, right? On players 8. What time frame do you want me to do it in? What time frame should I be going for? And then I'll try to come up with something for you. And the next time we chat, maybe I'll have something for you if I have the time at some point to do some experimentation. Okay? Yeah. Charcy needs an if now, yes. This is slow at chaos, clear speed on PA, can't clear in time. Yeah, so the other thing I was wondering is, I thought you were trying to level us in, so... Oh, you only care about Diablo? Okay, interesting. Hodo setup instead of my planned 102 FCR single claw plague setup. Time frame usually on an average Bale Wave clear with the summoning druids. About, to be honest, about... I'd say about 2 minutes. No, that's too generous. I'd say it's about 2.5 minutes, from when Bale starts laughing just before the first wave. To kill Diablo and get to Bale before he dies. Okay, killing Diablo is going to be the more difficult part, I think, but goal is to kill Diablo and get to Bale before he dies, okay? Right, okay. Well, in that case, I'm going to need to play around with that a bit. I think when I did my... I never was able to do the Players 8 Summoning Druid testing, because anytime I try to do it, P8, I played it in a pub game, and the people in those pub games were actually killing shit, or casting spells to kill shit, and actually helping me. Whereas when I was just testing the 4-box setup, I was only doing that on players 4, so I actually don't have a good time frame, but I think it's about 2.5 to 3 minutes, assuming that nothing goes wrong, assuming that Lister doesn't spawn fucking physical immune. I actually tested this P8 Summoning Druid, it works, I did it on Pluggy. Oh yeah, no, I don't doubt that it works. It works, yeah. It's just a question of the timing. Yeah. Yeah, no. Anyway, but that's it. Okay, so now I have something to go by. So I have a goal for what I should aim for to try and hook you up. And next time I'm here, I will show you what I come up with during my theory crafting sessions on my own. Rather than embarrassing myself here. And also because I really gotta get going. I've already extended the stream 20 minutes past what I was originally intending, so I really gotta hop off. Alright, I did 100 runs today, or almost a little almost 100 runs, so I hit 500 for those TRAV runs with my BARB. And yeah, this time I don't know when the next time I'll stream will be. I don't think I'm going to be here tomorrow. I might be here on Wednesday. I'll probably be here on Thursday, and I'm definitely going to be here on Friday. All right, so get ready for that. All right, I'm looking forward to seeing all you guys here when I do my next stream. But otherwise, I will probably be hopping off now. Sorry I wasn't able to give you a conclusive answer, Bernie, but I will try to dedicate some time to making things work out. 500 still no second. Get the fuck out of here. One was good enough. Anyways, yeah, GG, good night. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. And D2, bye D2. See you sometime. Yeah, sounds good. But don't worry, I will see you by Friday though, at the latest. So don't think that I have abandoned you. So just so that there's no doubt, take it easy, guys. Have a good week if I don't see you. Stay safe from Corona. And this is D2D2, signing out.